Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be looking at the top 10 saltwater fish for a 75-gallon tank. Number 10 is the Coral Beauty with the maximum length of 3.9 inches, the native range, the Indo-Pacific, and only needing a 30-gallon tank. This is probably one of the best starter fish because it is not one of the more aggressive angelfish, and it is one of the pygmy angelfish, so you will not see it get too big for your tank. And at number 9 is the Oshaware's Clown with maximum length of 3.5 inches. Its native range is the Indo-West Pacific, and the maximum size limit is 10 gallons. This is a perfect, well-known fish because of Finding Nemo, and Finding Dory. It needs a peaceful setting. It is reef safe, and it is probably the perfect starting fish. I would have this as the first fish in my tank, like I did with Nemo and Marlin. My first fish, the clownfish. They're both Oshawaris, and if you go to the Blackwood Aquarium Center, they are only $8.99, so $9 a clown. These are really good fish, and they need an omnivore feed of meaty and algae-based foods at least twice a day. And they can live 3 to 5 years in the wild and 6 to 10 years in captivity. So you can have these fish for about 10 years before they die. So yeah, really good starting fish. I would get this one as my first fish like I did. Coming in at number 8 is the Royal Grama, also known as the fairy basslet. These are great starter fish that only have a maximum length of 3.1 inches from the tropical West Atlantic, also the Caribbean. It only needs a 15-gallon tank and is a wonderful starter because it is not aggressive. It's a carnivore feed, meaty foods at least once a day, supplemental with color exchanging radiations will help maintain its wild pigments. I think that's how you say it. I'm not too sure. I've been reading a lot of books and I think I'm just saying it wrong. So this is a great fish because it is non-aggressive apart to each other. Here's another picture of it. It has beautiful colors ranging from the purple head, the black dot on the fin, coming all the way back to the yellow tail. This is a beautiful fish to start with. It was my third fish, and I think it should be your third too. This is probably one of the best starter fish to have as it is non-aggressive to other peaceful fish. It is a very peaceful fish, but will get aggressive to other Royal Gramas and other species of Grama. If you get the Royal Grama, this is the only Grama you can have in your tank, unless you have a big enough tank, because these fish are very territorial to other Gramas. So that is it for number 8. Coming in at number 8 is the Yellow Tang with the maximum length of 7.9 inches, native range of Central and South Pacific, and the minimum aquarium size of 75-gallon. This is a well-known fish because of Finding Nemo, Bubbles. It's a herbivore feed, algae-based foods at least 3 times a day, as well as freeze-dried algae flakes or seaweed sheets, also called nori or nori. You may be able to feed it less if there is a good algae crop in the aquarium. Actually, my tank has been suffering from that for the past 2 days now. You can see he was just picking on the algae. Yellow tangs are amazing starter fish as they will pick on all your algae and all your other sorts of little organisms in your sand or on your rocks or corals. This is a perfect starter fish, but they can range from $160 to $200 if they are captive bred. This is because they are taken from the ocean, and there is a now limit to take them, and you are not allowed to take them because they are protected. So they are captive bred and put up for sale for $160 to $200. It is one of the less aggressive fish, even though it can be aggressive. It is not known to be too aggressive. Scratch that, it's highly aggressive. So if you have an aggressive tank or a peaceful tank, this is a fish to go. I don't see why not to put it with any other fish. I mean, in my tank, we have a blue hippo tang, a coral beauty, 2 Oceanus clowns, a purple firefish, and a 6-line wrasse, and a royal grama, and it gets along fine with those fish. So I don't see why not you can't get this fish. It's a classic marine aquarium. Well, marine aquarium classic. This is a brilliant yellow stunning fish collected mostly from Hawaiian waters. So yeah, this is a Hawaiian fish, and it can help keep certain types of troublesome algae in check. Like us, we have bowed algae in our tank, and our coral beauty, our blue hippo tang, and our yellow tang are eating all of it. Its habitat is reef and lagoons with protective coral growth, as provides several larger caves or crevices in which it can shelter in when threatened. It also needs plenty of swimming room. So that's kind of what we have for our fish. We have plenty of swimming room up front and back, and then just this giant overhangs and rock structure, I should say, for them to dart into if threatened, to the back of the tank. So this is a good starter fish. I recommend. It's not too big, and it only needs a 75-gallon. Coming in at number 6 is the yellow-tailed damselfish. With a beautiful blue color and yellow tail, this fish can only get 2.8 inches. Native range to the West Pacific, and it needs an aquarium size of 10 gallons. So this is a perfect starter fish, mostly because of its beauty and its size. And it's an omnivore feed and vegetable foods at least once a day. And the habit is reef, because the more hiding places, the better for this species, because it is one of the more scared species. But this is probably one of the fish I would get if I could get more fish. Our nitrates are a little bit high for an only fish tank right now. Yeah, so you should get this fish. This little fish, to hide from potential threats, is why it needs all of these caves and crevices in the tank to hide from potential threats. So I would get this fish. It has a beautiful blue with a yellow tail with black on the eye. So beautiful fish. Coming in at number 5 is the purple firefish. This is a peaceful fish that only has the maximum length of 3.5 inches. Its native range is in the Indo-Pacific, and the aquarium size needed for this is 10 gallons. This is a very peaceful fish and will not harm other passable fish, but it will harm other firefish such as the normal firefish and purple firefish, unless you can find a match or a pair. This is a skilled jumper, so keep this fish only in a covered aquarium. Coming in at number 4 is the sailfin blenny. This is a peaceful 2-inch fish from the tropical West Atlantic with only a tank size of 10 gallons. And this is the perfect starter fish as it is peaceful. You need to acquire, you can have several in a 75-gallon, I'm pretty sure. and they will peek their heads out of rocks and wait for food that they can fit into their mouths float by. Then they will race to get the food and eat it. So this is a really good starter fish. The males have beautiful colors, and they need a reef with plenty of rocks with small holes that they can back into. They also need a carnivore feed of meaty foods at least once a day, and it is a beautiful fish if they are males. Females look kind of like males. If I can get a picture of one. There's a female. So females are also a beautiful fish with that sail fin, and that's why it's named the sailfin blenny. This is a perfect blenny that is just beautiful, and they have large sail-like fin is raised in response to competing males or to attract females. So I'm guessing this is actually a male, and I don't see him. I'm guessing this is the female. Oh my god. I don't know what is going on. No. Yes, this way. So I'm guessing this is actually a female. But this is a beautiful fish, male or female. They are beautiful and a perfect blenny. Coming in at number 3 is the 6-line wrasse. This is a moderately aggressive 3-inch fish from the Indo-West Pacific. and a beautiful body. I recommend this fish because of its colors and because it's not too aggressive in my tank, so you should have no trouble in yours. All right, so we are going to show my editor's face. His name is Anthony Mori,
Hey
my
guys.
brother.
I'm an editor. I've been editing for probably around a year. I've been editing like Fortnite clips when I was younger. GTA, Minecraft, everything. So I'm his new editor. I'll be editing this video. My channel will be linked down below if you need an editor. You know, it's like $10 a video. It's pretty cheap. Just hit me up.
I didn't know I had to pay you.
No, you don't, because you're my brother. You get a discount.
Good point. All right, so I'm going to get back to the video. That's just my brother. He's not very special, apart from he's really strong and just saved my life on the bench press. So, coming in at number 2 is the Bangia Cardinal fish. This is a peaceful 3-inch fish from Indonesia with a aquarium size of only 30 gallons. It has a carnivore feed of meaty foods at least twice a day, and it is native to lagoons with sandy substrates and seagrass. If you have the appropriate system, they can be housed with a long-spined sea urchin, which they use as shelter in the wild, and they can also use it as shelter in your tank. Coming in at number 1 is the yellow shrimp goby, also known as the yellow watchman goby, or the yellow prawn goby, or banded shrimp goby. These are a peaceful 3.9-inch fish from the Indo-West Pacific with an aquarium size of 10 gallons and a carnivore feed of meaty and fresh and frozen foods, which will be eaten by both fish and shrimp at least once a day. So these fish actually have a relationship with the pistol shrimp. So the pistol shrimp digs hole under a shell or a rock, which they will both live in together, while the yellow watchman goby watches over the shell to make sure everyone inside the shell, well, the pistol shrimp and him, are safe from potential threat. Their habit is reef sand interface, which provide some barrows or holes near the aquarium bottom where this fish can hide if you don't keep with its partner shrimp. So this is a really good peaceful fish. It is a beautiful yellow. I might be getting one in my next video, which is tomorrow when we go to the aquarium center in Blackwood. So that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.